So the first color I want to go in with is this one right here. And one of the main things that is really bothering me is that there is enough space for eyeshadow names, but they're not here, they're on the back.
Oh honey, you won't believe the drama. As the beauty community turns, girl. Welcome to another episode of Beauty Guru Drama.
And I always get it mixed up, but I think that is Need a Tan. And Need a Tan is going into my crease. And I really want to take this moment to apologize because this again will be a warm tone smoky eye. I would use different colors, but this palette is pretty much warm tones only, so don't come for me, come for the brand. Okay, so I'm just stamping it on in the shape that I want it to. Just get the color on and we'll focus on blending later. But before we focus on blending, this needs to be addressed. Do you see that? Do you see all that fallout in the pan? Sadly, this pretty much happens with every shade in the palette, except for a few, but this reminds me a lot of subculture. Now,
what is going on? Christine.
I am shooketh.
Now I'm taking Suns Out, Buns Out, and this has major fallout in the pan, just to let you know. And I'm building, but sort of my issue with the shimmers of this palette is that they have pigment, and when you swatch them on the back of your hands, they look absolutely insane. But, and especially I just had it with the other eye while doing that and gearing up for all of this, is it almost felt a little lackluster. It
Bop, boom, pow.
also creates a lot of fallout on my skin. I almost kind of miss that texture. It's almost too dry. Now again, on this eye, it's looking a lot better. I don't know if it's because I put more primer on this eye. It kind of looks a little, you know, a little lackluster.
Ask my accountant about that.
Inner corners, but this shade right here, this is called Beach Babe. This shade is shit. Like, this is worthless. I think this was meant to be as more of like a top coat, like applying it over top of a different shade to make it a little bit more sparkly. But when you're looking for the base pigment in this shade right here, it is non-existent. When you look at my swatch on my arm, all you see is a little bit of sheen and a little bit of sparkle. But when you're looking for that as a color on your eyes, it's not happening. And you guys know that I will go the extra mile to make any shadow work out there, but this one is just, I don't see a purpose for it.
Not bother, girl, bye. Just gonna keep it moving, girl, not bother.
I'm actually trying it out is that the fallout in the pan shook me. It caught me off guard and I was like, oh wait, because I don't necessarily remember Kylie shadows to be that powdery and to have that much kickback in the pan. Obviously, they have changed something to improve the formula and textures of the shadows. These shadows have more pigmentation and more color payoff than other Kylie shadows I've tried in the past before, but I don't like the kickback in the pan. Of course, there's a way to go around it. You can really lightly tapping your brush into the palette, but of course, you're still gonna have kickback in the pan. I just think that's a waste of money because you're blowing a lot of powder away, which equals in dollars. Yes, we have kickback in the pan. This is a personal choice to you if you can live with that or not. I can because there's ways around it, but I definitely do want to mention it in this video. Another thing that I just need to get off my chest when I'm talking about the shadow palette is that, to me, we've seen shades like this. Shades like this, I mean, look at my last 27 tutorials. They're all with these types of tones because the last couple of reviews I've done of products all have these types of tones. I feel like if you go to the Morphe 350, you got this palette. If you go to the 350M or S or 3502, you have this palette. If you have that in your collection, you don't need this palette. Then again, I also feel like the shimmery shades of this palette are a little lackluster. Of course, they look pretty on the eye, but you do need a sticky base underneath to really get it on there. It's not like the Juvia's Place shimmers where they hug the lid and really give you that color and shine. The word lackluster just flows up in my brain.
No. She wasn't ready. She wasn't ready.
Already. If you would ask me if I would go out of my way to buy it, I would say no. Opinions with what I think of them. Overall, when I'm thinking about the shadows, the word lackluster comes up. I'm sorry to say it, it's just how I feel. The lipsticks and the lip glosses, however, I absolutely recommend. And then I'm not just saying that to stay on the PR list. In fact, I feel like me being so critical on this eyeshadow palette, I feel like I might get kicked off of the PR list.